casual viewer of my channel knows how I feel about Ariana Grande, but recently someone asked me to count down my 10 most favorite Billie Eilish songs, and that's what we're doing tonight. I'm Linda, this is Linda's World, and these are my 10 top favorite Billie Eilish songs, and the countdown starts right now. Someone made a comment to me on Twitter the other day that I found rather amusing. We were talking about the fact that I like music of this generation even though I'm 43 years old. Artists like Billie Eilish, who we're here to discuss tonight, Ariana Grande, Mac Miller, Post Malone, Miley Cyrus, Lady Gaga, and others, and I said that I was just born in the wrong generation, that's all. Well, how right they were, except that they were talking about being born too early, when in fact I was actually born too late. It has been heavily discussed in the last 30 years or so among people I know that I actually, that I have the taste of a 75-year-old woman. Because if you look at my iTunes, my list is filled with guys like this: John Lennon, people like Neil Diamond, Billy Joel, Barry Manilow, Elton John, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, who is my favorite band ever, disco people like the Bee Gees and Donna Summer, but we're here to talk about Billie Eilish, so let's forget about that. You see, the thing is, when I like an artist, I don't care how old they are, and I don't care what year they recorded music. If I like music, into the iTunes it goes, and well, that's just it. So why don't we commence with the countdown? Before we do, I would like to say, though, that if you're just a casual viewer of Linda's World and you're not yet committed to subscribing, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button down below. And if you are just finding this video by chance on the internet and you've never seen a Linda's World video before, well, go ahead and do it as well. And while you're there subscribing, don't forget about that notification bell too, so you don't miss out on new videos when I post. You'll get that iPhone notification right there on your screen. Let's talk about the countdown. So now, believe it or not, it was actually hard to count down my top 10 Billie Eilish songs, and I did it in order. Sometimes I have like a random order. Those of you who are new to my channel might not remember that I used to have Top 10 Tuesdays. I stopped the series for a number of reasons, and I used to kind of dwell on numbers and try to figure out what was 8 and what was 9 and what was 1 and what was 2, and I just started putting them randomly. But I actually ordered them this time, and so I think you'll find my choices rather interesting. Number 10 is Wish You Were Gay. And Wish You Were Gay is like a B-side off of the When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go album. And I didn't pay a lot of attention to it at first, then I started to. And I really actually liked the way that she wove the numbers. You know, I ate alone at 7, you were 6 minutes away. If 3's a crowd and 2 is us, 1 slipped away. I thought that was a rather cute play on words, and I thought it was kind of clever. And I appreciate the message of the song. It's about a person who is not liked back by somebody. And she wishes that his reason for not wanting to date her isn't that he just doesn't like her, but that he's gay, you know, because that's something you can't come back from. It's a little easier to take if a person is gay and isn't interested in you than they're just heterosexual and still don't like you, you know. So I thought that was rather clever, and it was number 10. I Love You is number 9, and I remember reading about how crowds at her concerts are reduced to tears when they hear I Love You, and I understand why. I'm not a crier personally in like songs like that, but I get it because it's a very deep, abiding message about a relationship that doesn't necessarily need to be romantic at all, but is just so incredibly deep that it, I guess, almost can be. And I get a feeling of, in I Love You, that it's easy and not easy all at the same time, and I kind of have to be in the mood to listen to it because it's just so penetrating in the psyche. As is number 8, Listen Before I Go. Listen Before I Go to me reads like a suicide note. It's sort of like one of the things that you want to tell people before you leave, you know, and a lot of people have criticized Billie for making songs, chiefly for young people, that give this kind of a message. And I think that what people don't realize about poetry like this is that a lot of times people write these things not because they're going to do something rash, but because it stops them from having to do so. That if you get your feelings out on paper or at the piano or whatever, or on the canvas if you're a painter or whatever, that you've exercised the demon and you kind of don't need to do anything rash, you know? And Listen Before I Go is almost like a love letter to people you're leaving behind, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. And it's amazing that a person who was about 16 when she wrote it had that kind of depth, you know? I'm in her head, and I like it there. 7 is Lovely. And Lovely is a collaboration with Khalid, and I don't know anything about Khalid's music. I know he exists. I don't know who he is or what he does. I admit that I know nothing, but I love it, and that song to me resonates personally. Isn't It Lovely All Alone Yeah, it is. I swear that I'll get out of here if it takes all night or 1,000 years. It's the true ballad of a person who can't take their surroundings for one more day. And if it takes them for the rest of their lives, gosh darn it, they're gonna leave because they just can't. And they're gonna break these chains and get out of this box. Gosh darn it. Yeah, I know. And I have to be in the right mood to play it because it's a little personal, actually. And that's why I love it. It's actually the second ever Billie Eilish song I heard. Okay. Number 6 is Bury a Friend. Again, the depth and the severity of the lyrics is what gets me in Bury a Friend. What do you want from me? Why don't you run from me? What are you wondering? What do you know? Why aren't you scared of me? Why do you care for me? When we all fall asleep, where do we go? Say it, spit it out. What is it exactly? I can sit here and quote the song to you, but it's just a really interesting play on how we feel about the different people in our lives and what it is that we bring to the table, and if we bring anything to the table, and is our relationship with these people genuine? Is it even? I absolutely love and resonate with the lyric very much when she says, probably something that shouldn't be said out loud, but honestly, I thought that I would be dead by now. There's a special core of people in the world who don't think, for some reason, that they are meant to live to a ripe old age. That live fast, die hard phenomenon, or people with, special mental health issues that just for some reason don't expect that they're going to be 98 in the home, that they expect to not make it. And when you do, when you find yourself at a certain age, be it, 43, 75, whatever, you go, holy cow, how did I do that? Why am I here? I totally can't believe that after what I've seen, what I've done, what I've had done to me, whatever, that I'm alive. Holy cow. And that's why Bury a Friend really resonates with me, because I wake up every morning and I go through these periods, where I wake up in the morning and I'm honestly like, Linda, how the hell are you still around? Damn. And it's kind of amazing, and Billie Eilish put it into words. And that's why I love Bury a Friend. 5 is Bellyache. And you'll notice a similarity with these songs that are in the middle here, songs that I resonate with on a personal level. Bellyache is actually the first ever Billie Eilish song I heard, and I love it. And it's from the album before, the one that made her famous. And Bellyache was written when she was even younger. I think she was 14 when she wrote it. And my God, that's a great story, because I love the story element in that particular song lyrically, because it's the fantasy. It's the fantasy that some people have had. And, we don't carry it out, but it's interesting. It's the story of a person who may or may not have killed all her friends and has taken all the money and is attempting to run away, and the cops are about to stop her because she has in fact committed a crime. And she says, where's my mind? And she says, maybe it's in the gutter where I left my lover. What an expensive fate. My V is for vendetta. Thought that I'd feel better. Now I got a bellyache. That's interesting. It's like when what if you did it? What if you did the perfect crime? What if you actually made off with it and you were about to get caught? Was it worth it? Sitting all alone, mouthful of gum in the driveway. My friends aren't far. In the back of my car lay their bodies. And just the casualness with which she asks, where's my mind? And says, I lost my mind. It's like, oops, I crumpled that piece of paper. I didn't mean to. Or oops, I didn't mean to throw away that number. But no, it's like, oops, I didn't mean to kill everybody. It's weird. It's twisted. And I love her head. I love her head. I love the fact that she can think that. She's not going to do it. But it's the perfect fantasy of the perfect crime. And it's interesting, the turn that it takes, because she's like, thought that I'd feel better, but now I got a bellyache. It's like, I did it. I cured what ailed me. I got them all. Oh, crap, I'm going to prison. Was it worth it? Nah, I'm nervous. Fantastic. Brilliant. I don't even know what to say about the depravity, but yet with comedy and an odd, airy lightness. Fantastic. Beautiful dichotomy. All the good girls go to hell. That's my number 4. And I can't say enough about this song, particularly the personalization of the lyric hills burn in California. My turn to ignore ya. Don't say I didn't warn ya. Anybody who's ever met me knows that when I retire in 12 years, I am moving to Southern California, probably either Long Beach or Huntington Beach. And there's a reason behind that, and that's not germane to this video. So in any case, I think to myself about all the people that I'm not going to have to talk to anymore, and all of the BS that I'm not going to have to go through, and all of the icky, disgusting New York crap that I don't have to live with anymore, and all the numbers I can delete from my phone, and all of the wonderful freedom that I'm going to experience when I go to Southern California, where sure, there are fires, but it beats what the hell is happening here, and I'll take my chances, and it's my turn to ignore you. Don't say I didn't warn you. I love it. But I'm not bitter. We're getting there. Number 3, my future. My future just came out. And I have a reaction video that I will put in the description of this video in case you want to catch up on my Billie Eilish fangirling. And I watched it live with you guys on camera, like with my iPad on. And I was mesmerized. I was very impressed. My future is great. It is such a message for young girls. Like, I'm 43, I don't need this message. You know, like, I'm good now. I needed this song to be out 25 years ago, you know? But other people are 18 too, and they can hear the song, and they could hear her say, I'm in love with my future, can't wait to meet her. Other young people can hear her say, I know that I'm supposed to be lonely now, and I'm supposed to be unhappy without someone, but aren't I someone? It's a song where she's expressing the fact that she is too in love with the concept of what will be and the person she's going to grow into. And, you know, she's 18 years old. She has her whole life ahead of her. She has a whole career. She has relationships. She can travel. She can go to Paris, and she can go to the south of France. She can go to Hawaii. She can have a relationship. She can get a divorce. She could be with men. She could be with women. She can do anything she wants. She's 18. Her whole future's ahead of her. And so because she knows that, she's so in love with the concept of what her future may or may not be that she doesn't have time to be in love with y'all, okay? She's not going to pick out some random 19-year-old dude to hang with because she's got bigger and better to do. And does that mean she's going to freeze out everybody? Certainly not. She says, you know, that he's handsome or whatever, and she's not going to drive him home in the song because she realizes that getting involved in anything of depth right now would be, well, it would be career suicide, and it would be growth suicide. She needs to maintain and experience her future, and she can't wait to meet her. And I love that she feminized her future. Kick-ass Billie. I went back and forth very much between numbers 1 and 2, and I decided, I was thinking about like commercialization and personalization, songs that resonate with me, songs that I don't exactly resonate with but dig really much. And well, I came out with number 2 being You Should See Me in a Crown. I can't play that song enough. I don't have words for how much I love You Should See Me in a Crown, okay? It is exactly what the diary of a person who's been put down for far too long is filled with. You know, like there's a little stereotype of like, you know, the bullied kid writing in his room, I'll show you, you know, and like when they come back on like shows like Maury or Montel, there's an age reference, anybody old enough to remember Montel Williams, where you come out and it's like, I used to be a geek and now I'm hot, and like, you know, you show the people from your middle school that you're cool now, you know, and it's brilliant. You should see me in a crown. I'm gonna run this nothing town. Watch me make them bow, one by one. And just every lyric in the song is me. And I'm not talking about 12-year-old Linda. I'm talking about 43-year-old Linda, because I take a lot of abuse. I eat a lot of shit out there in the world. Okay, personally, professionally, I eat a lot. I have a full bowl every day. And isn't it cool that I get to play this fantasy out in my head and I say, you should see me in a crown, you know? I love the way the lyric of the chorus is set up. She's like, you know, you say I'm not your baby, whatever. If you think I'm pretty, you should see me in a crown. I love the way that starts. It's like, oh, you like me today? You like how I look today, right now? Guess what? If I had a crown on my head, haha, then you'd really know who I am. It's the classic I'll show you, done in such a poetic fashion. And like, I'm so excited about it that lyrics are escaping me. I could like quote the song to you now, but like, it would be an unnecessarily long segment of the video. And also my brain is because I'm just so keyed up with excitement, because I genuinely love it. You could tell because my eyes are getting bigger than the wings that are put on them. I know, I have a mirror, I see. And number one is Bad Guy. I know that that's like a cop-out. I know, okay, it's like saying my favorite song by Rush is Tom Sawyer, and it is, although Fly By Night is really taking it up a notch, but that's a whole separate video. We're not talking about Rush. Young people, Google Rush. They're awesome. But Bad Guy. I can't not play it. Like, I don't know what happened there. I don't know how she managed to make the catchiest tune of 2019, but she did. And listen, with all due respect to my beloved Ariana Grande and all the beautiful, wonderful things that Thank You Next has brought us, with all the beauty of Mac Miller's Swimming in Circles, with all the beauty of Post Malone's Hollywood's Bleeding, all the wonderful tunes that came out last year. I don't know what it is. Bad Guy. It's friggin' brilliant. The video with the bloody nose kind of creeps me out, though. I kind of don't like to look at it. But it's just something about that moment when she bursts through the screen in the video, or if you're not watching it, if you're just listening to it, when she's like, you know, I've taken out my Invisalign and this is the album, and then she begins, and you just hear that do 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 do, and you're like, ah! You know, there's these songs that exist. I call them the one note happy songs, where you get instantly happy when you hear them. Like, I was watching the Monster Ball with Lady Gaga some years ago on HBO, and like she was about to do Poker Face, and like the arena was dark, and you just hear ma 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 ma, and everyone went hysterical because they know, oh my God, Poker Face is coming. And then many years ago, 1999 to be exact, my parents and I were at an Elton John concert, one of like 10 that we've attended, because like that's our family guy, that's like our main person that we all gravitate towards despite our differences, right? I was there, and like he was doing Crocodile Rock. Young people, Crocodile Rock, Elton John in general, just play it. Just freaking take my advice. I'm old, I know. So we're in the arena, and he's had this tour. It was just him and his piano, no band, right? And he was performing it. First of all, he made it sound like there was a whole friggin' band, but that's his talent. And so we're sitting there, and he's up to the point in Crocodile Rock and he stops playing. He stops cold in his tracks. And friggin' the entire Madison Square Garden, in unison, goes la 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 la. And it's amazing that all of us, if you think about how many thousands of people are sitting there right now, including the three McManuses that were there, and all united, all there to see him, and all knowing that that's the moment where you're supposed to go la 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 la. Billie Eilish accomplished that with Bad Guy. You know, like the entire, who the hell last year wasn't sitting in a car or at somebody's house or like at a beach or at a park somewhere with people that you know having like an adult beverage, and all of a sudden, so you're a tough guy, like you're really rough guy, just can't get enough. You kind of do. You just erupt into the chorus, and like she made like magic happen. You know, she united us with Bad Guy, and I love the childishness. You know, it shows to her, it's like a testament to her youth, despite the sophistication of things like Bury a Friend or Bellyache or like Listen Before I Go. There's a childishness, and when she's like, I'm the bad guy, and she just goes, duh, and then you hear the song go do 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 do. It's ingenious. I have nothing else to say. So that's why I'm going to wrap it up, because this video has gone on far too long. It's so funny. It was going by fast, and now I'm looking at the counter and realizing how long I've been blathering on about Billie Eilish wearing a John Lennon t-shirt. But that's me. I, like Billie, I'm an interesting dichotomy. So I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to say that this has been my 10 favorite Billie songs. No disrespect whatsoever to the entire discography that she has. No disrespect to like Ilo Milo or My Strange Addiction or whatever. And I just want to add a bonus track here and say that I think that in My Strange Addiction, which is a cute enough song, like I like it, that she peppers in sound bites from The Office, because she is actually addicted to watching The Office. Like, I think that's adorable. I personally don't watch The Office, but I've got my shows. Grace and Frankie. So there you have it. And John Lennon and I are going to say our goodbyes now. And I'm going to, well, I'm going to go watch some really, really, really old TV shows on Antenna TV. That's what I do, because a Billie Eilish fan I am, but I was also born in 1977, and this 43 years worth of media that I have to sit and enjoy. Then again, actually there's 100, because most of the stuff I like is older than me. So there's that. I'm going to skedaddle, and I'm going to say look out for my next video, which is most likely going to be assumptions about me. I think you've got a lot to work with now. And pardon me for having been so hyper tonight. I drank a lot of Starbucks coffee in a can. Good night.